So to get started then, first thing we're going to do is we're going to say add new snippet, and we'll call this WooCommerce, and I'll just call this the WooCommerce loop 2. And now we're going to create a function. So you can create the name of the function whatever you want. I'll just call it woo loop 2. Right. So that's all we need, and then I'm going to save and activate. So that's all that we need to just get the function started. Now what we need to do is work out what we're going to do. So the first thing that we need to realize is that we are in the we are going to be placing this on the WooCommerce archive. So I'm now going to create the loop, and you'll see how I put that together. So what we're going to do is we'll say if, and we'll say have underscore posts, and you'll see we're not doing this in the conventional way where you have the arguments and the post type, because we're already in the WooCommerce page type, and that's pretty much what we're accessing. So we don't want to change any of that loop information. So while I have posts and then the underscore post, a very basic loop, couldn't be simpler. We do it like that, and then we go, we'll just close off the while statement, so it'll be the end while, and the next thing that we're going to close off then will be the end if. Right, so there we've created our basic loop, and now we need to populate the contents for the shop. Now, we don't have to go and create a template. All that we want to do is get the product information, and the great thing is that there is a function that we can access from WooCommerce, which is basically WooCommerce underscore get underscore template underscore part, and this is what will show us the default content. And then we go content, and we say product. Let's just right now with that in place, what we've essentially done is just set to WooCommerce display using your defaults. Right, so with that in place, the next thing we can do is save. And now we want to have a look at that on the website. But to do that, we need to first create the shortcode that we're going to use to display on the website. So what I'd like to do then is just copy the name of your function, head over to this XYZ PHP code plugin, and maybe I should just show you what that looks like here. So in the plugins here, you'll see we've got this insert PHP code snippet, and that looks like this, insert PHP code snippet, and then the code snippets, that looks like this. So those are the two plugins, code snippets and insert PHP code. Then I'm going to head over to my insert or add new PHP code snippet. So we'll click on add new, and all I'm going to do is paste that in with a colon. So that's all that I need to do, and I will call this then the Woo archive loop, and then we'll create that. Once you hit create, you're going to get a shortcode, and then this shortcode we're going to place into Brizy. So here I am in Brizy, and I'm going to head over, I'm going to remove the previous shortcode and paste this one in, and then we're going to update, and then we'll go and have a look at the website and see what we got. So here we are refreshing. So there we have it. Yes, the products are coming through, but obviously not in the 4-column layout that we want. And to understand why, if we have a look here at the way the products are being listed here, and I'm going to move that to the right-hand side here, you'll see that each product is wrapped as an ordered list in an LI, but there's no UL opening statement for this ordered list, and there's no closing statement for the ordered list. And what I already know is I already know what that needs to be, so we're not going to go and look it up, but I will show you. So if we have a look here now, you'll remember that we created the basic loop, and now we need to have the opening UL statement. And of course, we want that to happen before the product listing, which will be this piece here. So we're going to do that over here. And I'm just going to echo. And in this case, because I want a 4-column layout, it will be the UL space class equals, and we'll go products, and then columns -4. And we will then close that. So we have, that's all we need to do there to assign the style. And then we also need to do that after the end while to close it off. And then we will echo and put the closing UL in place. Right, so now we have the opening and the closing, and I'm going to save that. So we're saving that. I'm going to head over to the website now. Let's just reset the size. I'm going to refresh the page. And now you see we have the 4-column layout. So all we needed to display the WooCommerce loop or list of products is that. That's pretty much all that you need. And that's great. Now you'll be saying, yeah, that's great, but how do I go to page 2? So, well, let's add the pagination then. So here I am back in my listing, and what I want to do is I want to add the listing once again before the end if statement, because I only want to show pagination if we have posts. So to do that, we will echo and we'll go paginate underscore links, and that will then show the pagination. We'll save that, head over to the website, refresh, and there we have the pagination. Of course, we want to style that somewhat better. So to do that, we'll have a look at adding the default WooCommerce styling for the pagination. So scroll down here, and then I'm going to echo, and this time it will be the nav. Nav, and the class will be equal to WooCommerce Nation, and there's no guarantee that this is going to deliver any spectacular results. And then over here we will echo out the closing nav. Right, so there we have the closing nav and opening. Save that, head over to the website, refresh. Right, so it made a slight difference to the styling. Of course, you can add your own styling now and just expand on that a little bit more. Well, that's pretty much all that we have to do now to get the loop to show. And is the whole shop working? Let's go to decor. So it's working on decor, it's working on the shop, and also then is it working on the accessories? Yes, working on accessories. Right, so that is working. The next thing that I want to do is start looking at maybe formatting some of the other options on the page. And what we can do then is let's go over and have a look at the snippets that we have. And if I look at the list of snippets, then let's have a look at updating the WooCommerce title. So what this will do, and I'll just activate that. And if we head over to the website with that activated, you will see that what it does is it creates the heading and it adds some custom styles. So it's my class for the album. And then what I've done is I already have some styling that I did previously, which I've also stored in a snippet. So if I activate the WooCommerce style, then you will see the styles that were applied, and immediately you'll see how the whole page just pulls together with the styling, but also see how that styling, when applied to the title, then updates the title. So I'm going to deactivate that WooCommerce style section, and then what we'll do now is we're going to have a look at adding the WooCommerce title.